Welcome back to the channel. We're Alicia and Rachel, and we've been traveling our van for almost a year now as we figure out how to live a slower life. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to come slow down with us. And we hope you think about hitting that subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it.
We've been out west for a few months now, and we're finally slowing down in Oregon. This is our first time out here, and we have already fallen in love. So when we started this journey, we decided we were gonna do like a 4-month test run. And so we stood kind of close to home. First, we headed up to Canada and stopped at destinations along Lake Erie. Came back to the US through Detroit. Then we hit the UP. That was an amazing experience. We spent a night in Green Bay and then another night in Milwaukee. I think we went to Chicago after that. And then we went straight down through Memphis, hit NOLA. Went to the Keys in Florida. That was a good time as well. Then we went back up 95 through Savannah. We hit Charleston. Went to Ozatee. That's one of our favorite places. And then we got right back to New Jersey. And that took us all about 4 months to do. The East Coast honestly has beautiful destinations. It really, really does. It just seemed like we ended up in a lot of Cracker Barrels and Walmart parking lots. Yeah, so it really wasn't fun spending, a night at Walmart and then a night at Cracker Barrel in between beautiful destinations that we were going to. So in this video, we're gonna compare our van life experience on the East Coast versus on the West Coast.
So let's talk about my favorite topic, the budget. When we were out east, I obsessed over the budget. I was always running the numbers. I have all these spreadsheets. I was running them like once a week at first and maybe got to the point of doing it twice a month. But I was always like obsessed about making sure that we were staying within our means. I recognize that part of that was just because it was new to us. And so I was still trying to figure out how we were going to live off of my one income. And now I literally just ran the numbers just for the purpose of this video to make sure I was actually speaking the truth, but I haven't really run the budget in the last 3 months. I think part of that is just because we've been on the road longer. And so it's just like, we have a better sense that like, yes, we can live on the money that we make and it's going to be okay. But there are parts of being out west that are just more budget friendly. First, the options for free camping here are just like insane, like beautiful free camping spots. And so like I'll try to avoid campgrounds as much as we possibly can, because why go to a campground when we can literally have our own little piece of paradise with nobody around us? So there's that. We do still book campgrounds when it's really, really hot, but even then we usually can just like travel a couple of hours to higher elevations and have cool enough temps where we don't need to stay in a campground. Versus out east, where we basically stayed in campgrounds almost the entire time because there's just not a lot of free camping options other than Walmart and Cracker Barrel parking lots, which get old after a while. Because we're not spending money on camping, really all the other categories we don't have to worry about. And so that's why I'm not like maniacally checking the budget all the time. Like, I know we have enough money in our bank account. So we've been eating out more because we can. We've been spending more on groceries and we've been cooking a lot more because we're out in the middle of nowhere. So like, yes, we're spending more money on like kind of the grocery side and going out, but it's because we aren't spending as much money on camping and lodging fees. I think the other part about being out west is there's just so many outdoor activities that are free or included with our national parks pass. And so we've spent very little money on outdoor activities. I think over the summer we might do some more things. Like I think we want to do like some rafting, tubing, maybe rent bikes, things like that. So we might spend some more money in there. But again, because we're not paying for camping very often, we can afford to do that. So overall, I'm going to say the West Coast wins out on budget. I know some of that has to do with the fact that I've just gotten used to it. Even that aside, I just think you can do van life a lot cheaper out west than out east.
But honestly, it really is challenging for us to determine. Oh, that was a bug. I don't like bugs. But seriously, it is really hard for us to determine whether or not the East Coast or the West Coast is best for van life. Despite all of the beautiful landscapes out in the West, the East Coast still has many, many beautiful destinations to visit. Even though there are not as many national parks in the East, there are still tons of beautiful state parks. Van life is not as popular in the East, so we found that stealth camping was a lot easier as well. I think the real reason is that the East Coast is where we call home. And we just have so many memories up and down the East Coast. So thinking about the East Coast is just very nostalgic. So at the end of the day, like we said, it is really hard to determine whether or not van life on the East Coast or the West Coast is the best. We have so many family and friends that live along the East Coast, lots of places to visit, and there are so many destinations that we have not even yet been to.
And then you have the West Coast, which is just like so new to us. Even the landscapes look so different. And overall, so far, it just feels like there is this slower pace of life, which is what we've been searching for. So there's still a lot of time and a lot of places to explore on the West Coast. So I also won't say which is the best coast yet, but I would definitely say I am enjoying this slow lifestyle out here. Yeah. As always, if you've made it this far in the video, we just appreciate you so much for watching and tuning in, spending some of your day with us. We hope you to continue to do so. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified when our next video comes out. And in the meantime, we hope you're able to find some time to go slow down.